Hello and welcome back to this channel. This is the Eradicator and today we're playing Forza Horizon 4. It's been a while. Oh no, I'm driving on the wrong side of the road. We're going to do something. There's been an update last week called British Green Racing. It tells you about the history of some iconic British cars, and I thought it's quite interesting to do that. Sorry, I got a little sore throat. So I was thinking maybe I could do a little playthrough of this series since it's brand new. There's maybe not a lot of people out there who did that. So I was thinking about doing something a little bit different. Since I kind of suck at racing a multiplayer game, I'll stick to the single player game, right? So I've got, just in case, sometimes I play Team Adventure, and I notice I don't have any good A-class car. So I've upgraded this Subaru STI, whatever it is called, to an A-class. It was originally B. I updated it to A-class, and it is basically designed to for off-roading and street racing at the same time. I actually tuned it for rally racing just in case, so I can use it for basically, I think it can be a pretty good all-rounder. That's why I tuned it that way. I mean, it's doing a pretty good job so far. I haven't gotten too much out of the way. Well, this is also one of the easiest roads of the game, to be honest. But, you know, it turns decently. You can take, you know, turns pretty quickly, so I'm quite satisfied with it so far. I'm glad I didn't have to buy a brand new car for that, actually. It kind of sucks to buy a new car to do some tests and you don't even know if it's going to work or not. Alright, here we are.
At your destination.
So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back to the first chapter, the 2nd century, and then I'll go all the way to the next one. Oh, actually it tells us what we have. We're gonna play. So the first one is Aston Martin. This is Land Rover. Oh, Lotus. Fucking love Lotus. A Decade of Progress. This is Ford. Okay. Oh my gosh, no. The don't tell me this is the Reliant or the Peel. Anyway, McLaren, beautiful. Aftermarket, what's that? Talbot Sunbeam, yes. And Jaguar and okay, unfinished business. Okay, pretty good. Mini Cooper and Bentley. That's gonna be fun. So let's start with Aston Martin. I've completed this scenario already with 3 stars.
Great to see you. We're shooting a documentary about car culture in the UK, and I need a second driver. You've made a name for yourself, and it would be great to have you aboard. It's simple. You drive, I tell the story. Let's do it.
Sure. And so there's a minimum speed when you do this. See, it needs to be above 113 kilometers per hour, and there's actually a timer.
From Aston Martin to McLaren and Bentley, Great Britain is home to over a century of automotive excellence. I'm Rebecca Dawson. Welcome to British Racing Green, a documentary celebrating that history. The Aston Martin DB5 Vantage was the quintessential Grand Tourer of the 1960s, combining British engineering and Italian design.
It's actually great because it teaches you some stuff you wouldn't necessarily know. I didn't know it had Italian design, for example. That was too close. But I like, you know, it's really like a documentary.
Side draft carburetors and a refined camshaft profile, capable of a blistering top speed of 162 miles an hour in 1964.
Yeah, 1964. So it really feels like, you know, you're really in a documentary.
Clean lines of Superleggera's bodywork, reclining seats and wool carpets created a car that was luxurious as well as fast.
Oof. At least in this documentary, you're allowed to break the car.
This car would form the basis for the DB range, with later cars improving on the design in many ways, but none would ever achieve the sheer iconic perfection of the Vantage.
In 200 meters, turn left.
For all of its beauty and engineering perfection, only 65 of these beautiful machines would ever be built. If you own one, you own a piece of British history.
In 200
Whoa.
meters, you will arrive at your destination.
That was really close.
The silver DB5 would be immortalized in half a century of cinema. The classic Aston Martin.
James Bond, Goldfinger. Of course, it's a classic. We all remember the movie. But how about this?
But in 2016, a new DB was unveiled, heralding the dawn of Aston Martin's second century. The DB11 is the first production turbocharged Aston Martin. But is it a worthy successor to that legacy?
Well, it doesn't look as good as the DB5 for sure.
The short answer is yes. It's bold, responsive, and agile. It's perhaps the best GT chassis in the world.
Well, we'll see about that.
Listen to it.
This is a pretty tough road to drive and stay above 160 kilometers per
60
hour.
miles an hour in 3.5 seconds. The DB11's 5.2-litre twin-turbo V12 boasts a top speed of over 200 miles an hour.
What's cool about this mode is, you know, it really forces you to enjoy the scenery. Don't drive too fast, but at the same time you still have a challenge at the same time.
It's not trying to be. It's sophisticated.
So it's really not easy. It's not as easy as it seems to stay on track, especially at these high speeds. Do I have to say at these high speeds? No, but there's a timer. So you also want to be on time, and you want to earn as many stars as possible. I have no idea. Still have no idea what the stars are for. So if you guys know, please tell me in the comments below.
The DB11's front strakes channel air to create a virtual spoiler, providing downforce without compromising the car's clean lines. Brilliant. Most importantly, I think, the DB11 proves that Aston Martin is ready for another century of beautiful cars. And I can't wait.
Alright, here we go.
Beautiful as they are, Aston Martins are only one of many cars made in the United Kingdom. Let's see what else is out there.
Yeah, 3 stars. But this was the let's see the leaderboard, by the way. Where am I in the leaderboard? Let's change the filter. So, I am in the top 33%. Oh my gosh, some people really hard. Wait, it's fucking cheater. Some people really had a really good time. Oh my gosh, I am 78,039. Wow, okay, well, that's not very glorious, is it? Let's continue. And let's do the next chapter. I still have about half an hour until I have to work, so we have plenty of time. Let's continue. Let's do solo, and we'll select the chapter, and we'll do utility vehicle. Let's do with Range Rover. Actually, not Range Rover, Land Rover. We're gonna do the Defender, and then a funny vehicle after that.
This is shaping up nicely. Time for a change of pace, though. At least at first. The next segment is about Land Rover, and we'll be starting out with the Type 3.
Yeah, sure. Sexy. I love this music from Mozart. No, 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 no. Well, the music is certainly appropriate for the pace.
The British sports utility vehicle. But before that, they were actual utility vehicles. Solid, tough trucks, unstoppable over almost any terrain.
In 400 meters, turn left.
The Land Rover Type 3 marks the point where that shift begins, and we'll be looking at what that meant.
We'll be doing that right now by going across the country.
Land Rovers have taken on almost every task imaginable. They've been generators, tractors and ambulances. They've brought peace and carried medicines to disaster zones. They've even been buses. Over 500,000 Series 3s were built, and over 70% of those are still on the road today. They were extensively exported and built under license abroad. Belgium, South Africa, even Australia and New Zealand. With a robust chassis and signature Land Rover engineering, the Type 3 also marked the first time that buyers could choose interior options, like seat box protectors and cover boxes.
Wow. Well, I actually do believe that they were used as bus, because when I had my touring company, I almost bought one.
By 1982, Land Rover were offering the county spec Type 3. Leisure drivers could choose from such luxuries as all-cloth seats, soundproofing and tinted glass. The trend was increasingly clear, and the future of the Land Rover was starting to take shape. If you squinted, you could already see the shape of the first sports utility vehicle, the Range Rover. In 1978, a Series 3 was custom built for Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. It only had 1,892 miles on the clock when it was auctioned into private hands. And it was in perfect condition.
Of course.
After all, she trained as a mechanic in the 1940s and will likely remain the only royal able to strip and rebuild an engine.
In 200 meters, you will arrive at your destination.
Alright, here we are.
Along with the Range Rover, others would follow. Discovery, Defender, and the Freelander. Each a more sophisticated and enjoyable utility vehicle. But none of them were a replacement for the Type 3. They were a different kind of car.
And now this.
The Type 3 was arguably the first sports utility vehicle, an evolution of the design that would lead ultimately to this.
Who buys this?
The Bowler Nemesis. an off-road racing vehicle that turned into a production SUV, the Nemesis EXR. It sports a turbocharged 5-litre Land Rover Jaguar engine, crammed into a carbon fibre chassis with integral roll cage. It even has the grille, headlights and rear lights from a Range Rover.
So this is quite easy. I actually need to get some points. 25,000, so let's try to get as many as possible within the required time.
If you want to see what the Type 3 would be,
There you
like
go,
if it
that's
ever
already
stopped doing
one.
Important things. This is it, and it's beautiful.
No, it's not beautiful, it's fucking stupid. Oh yeah, nice. Well, I'm nailing the points here. Look at that, some air. Lots of shit happening. Let's do some wreckage. All you need to do in this mission is to do something. That's how you get points. Just do some shit like that.
This is an all-terrain supercar. That's the only fair description for this. But that's what you get when you build an
There you
SUV
go,
with
3
Land Rover
stars.
DNA.
Well, I did nail it. Let's see. We'll do the 3rd mission for today. That's going to be all. And we'll do the rest of the challenges tomorrow. Actually, I really like that song. But kind of cheesy. The guitar solo is quite terrible. But the riff was quite nice. Anyway, let's continue the story. This one I've never done, so I'm going to discover with you the next chapter. Which is going to be... I forgot already. Ah, Lotus, of course.
Hope you're enjoying yourself. I know I am. It's great to be able to just focus on telling the story while someone else
Oh, the
is
Elan.
driving for once. Let's get to the next one. This time, it's Lotus.
Yes! Light is right.
Lotus Engineering Limited began as many stories in British engineering do. In an old barn. The first Lotus cars were offered as kits. You built them yourself. From 1962, they began to actually build the cars themselves. The Elan Sprint showed exactly what they intended to do. Built around a steel backbone with a fiberglass chassis, the Sprint weighed in at a meager 687 kilos parked on the curb. On the road, this translated into brilliant agility and fantastic performance. Designer Colin Chapman famously said, "Adding power makes you faster on the straights. Subtracting weight makes you faster everywhere." He knew what he was talking about.
Turn right.
Light is right. Oh no.
In 100 meters, turn left.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna get the 3 stars if I'm
Widely hailed
driving
as
like
one
that.
of the greatest sports cars of the 1960s, the Elan would be closely studied and emulated, inspiring such masterpieces as the Mazda MX-5. The Elan has all the energy, style and enthusiasm you would expect. Bold, quick and fun. So much so that they put it in the name.
And now we're gonna drive the Elan S2 in the next part. Just joking. Oh, the what's
Elan
that?
Sprint was a financial as well as an engineering success.
Oh, the
for
Exige.
Lotus, validating their approach to design and resulting in a whole family of light, agile roadsters. Which brings us to this, the Lotus Exige. It's heavier than the Elan, admittedly, but it's faster. Much, much faster.
Oh yeah. Is it the V8? It looks like.
Touch the pedal, the Exige responds with instant, relentless acceleration.
Fucking love Lotus. It's one of my dream cars.
With a 0 to 60 time of 3.8 seconds and a top speed of 170 before upgrades and tuning, the Exige is uncompromising.
Good, let's turn off the radio. I hate hip-hop.
And there's no power steering, so you can really feel the road. A genuinely thrilling drive, and one that isn't afraid to demand you take it seriously.
In 400 meters, turn left. Turn left.
In one word, Lotus is about the experience. Uncompromising, challenging. This is a car that demands you drive it well. And when you do, you'll see what the fuss is all about.
Not like this.
At your destination.
And with rumoured launches of 2 new cars in 2020, Lotus looks set to push the benchmark of the experienced sports
Oh
car
no, just
well
one
into the
star.
next century.
Didn't say I nailed it this time. Well, 2020, we'll see about that. Sure, Lotus was bought by Geely, which is a Chinese car maker. They have shit tons of money now, billions of dollars, but probably one of the next model is a replacement of the Elise, but then it's going to be also an SUV that they're working on, so yeah, we're gonna see how that SUV turns out to be. Lotus's plan eventually is to directly compete with the likes of, you know, Porsche, or yeah, probably Porsche. We'll see how they go. I'm not a big fan of this strategy, to be honest. Anyway, that's gonna be all for today. We'll do the next series next time. I'm the Eradicator. I was really glad to see you guys today, and we'll do that next time. Bye bye.